Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is April 17th and we've got a major update on the Texas Senate race. A new poll in the Republican runoff shows Ken Paxton leading John Cornyn, while on the Democratic side, James Talarico is making headlines after breaking a national fundraising record in the first quarter. We'll break down what these developments mean for the race and how the momentum is shaping up. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and well, let's get right to it. Now, there is a new poll from the Texas Public Opinion Research that gives us a clear picture of the Republican primary runoff in Texas. The survey finds Ken Paxton leading John Cornyn by 8 percentage points among likely GOP primary runoff voters. Now, let me give you guys a closer look into some of the screening questions that were asked from the Texas Public Opinion Research poll. You can see they asked, of course, about gender, highest level of education, and let me also shift your attention to page 10. It says here, thinking about the recent Republican primary election for the U.S. Senate in Texas, which candidate did you vote for? They also asked if the Republican runoff election for the U.S. Senate were held today, for whom would you vote for? So let me give you guys all the details. So Attorney General Ken Paxton is holding on to the lead in the U.S. Senate primary runoff battle in Texas. The Texas Public Opinion Research released a poll Friday, April 17th, showing Paxton with an 8-point lead over incumbent U.S. Senator John Cornyn, with just over a month to go before the May 26 runoff election. Now, the poll surveyed 1,225 likely Republican primary voters between April 6th and April 7th. The latest poll builds on Paxton's advantage in 5 other polls taken since March 3rd primary. Now, the poll found 48% of respondents backing Paxton compared to 40% for Cornyn, with 11% still undecided. And here we have a few additional takeaways from the poll. Paxton leads across key demographics, including men 50 to 40%, non-college educated voters 53 to 36%, Latino voters 52 to 34%, and voters under age 65, while Cornyn's lead is narrow and concentrated among voters 65 and up, 45 to 43%, and college educated voters 46 to 42%. Now, 80% of likely Republican runoff voters say electability is important to their decision. And by a 5-point margin, 43 to 38%, they say Paxton is more likely than Cornyn to defeat Democratic nominee State Representative James Talarico in November. Now, shifting to the Democratic side, James Talarico is making headlines after raising a record-breaking $27 million in the first quarter for Senate race. State Representative James Talarico raised $27 million in the first 3 months of 2026 in his bid to flip Texas, according to his campaign. The Austin Democrats' haul is the largest ever sum for a U.S. Senate candidate in any state, by the way, in the first quarter of an election year. Talarico significantly outpaced Texas' last 2 Democratic Senate candidates to win their primaries outright, which were both strong fundraisers. Colin Allred raised over $9.5 million in the first quarter of 2024. And Beto O'Rourke brought in $6.7 million in 2018, although both ultimately lost. Talarico's campaign manager said winning in Texas will require unprecedented resources. This grassroots fundraising haul puts our movement in a strong position to spread our message in some of the most expensive media markets in the country, but we can't take our foot off the gas. Talarico spent much of the first quarter in a tight primary against U.S. Representative Jasmine Crockett, contributing to his massive haul, but his campaign says he raised over $10 million since the March 3rd primary. And well, that is all the updates that I have for today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.